The sound of the future is silence. No roaring engines, no diesel smoke, no gears grinding, no more traffic noise filling the streets, no more buses shaking the ground. Everything starts to feel calm and clean. People can finally hear the wind again, not the engines. Electric motors replace the old noise with a smooth hum. The world begins to move in a new rhythm, quiet but powerful. And this silence is not a dream anymore. It's real, it's growing, and it's unstoppable. Just the quiet hum of electricity, and it's coming from somewhere you might not expect. While much of the world still debates how to transition to cleaner transportation, China is already doing it, at a scale and speed the rest of the planet can barely comprehend. Trucks that drive themselves. Big cities already have test lanes for these smart trucks, moving goods safely without a driver. Buses that run entirely on electric power. They move quietly through crowded streets, saving fuel and cutting pollution every day. Charging stations are everywhere, keeping them ready to go again in minutes. Even smaller towns are joining in, replacing old buses with clean electric ones. Logistics systems guided by artificial intelligence. This isn't a prototype. It's not a test run or a concept on paper. These machines are already working in real cities, carrying real people and products every single day. Factories are running at full speed to meet the growing demand. Drivers are being trained to manage electric fleets, not fuel engines. This is happening right now, and what's coming next could change transportation forever. In this video, we're diving deep into how Chinese innovation, from electric giants like BYD, FAW, and Yutong, to new players like Inceptio and Photon, is transforming how we move people and goods across the world. These companies are not just building vehicles, they are building systems that connect every part of transport. From charging stations and battery plants to software that tracks every route, everything is linked together. Each new model is tested, improved, and then sent to markets around the world. The results are faster, cleaner, and cheaper ways to move everything we depend on. The story isn't just about technology. It's about a race for the future of global mobility. Part 1. The rise of a silent revolution. Let's rewind a bit. Just 15 years ago, China's roads were dominated by diesel trucks and noisy buses, polluting, inefficient, and outdated. The air was thick with smoke, and traffic jams filled every major city. People spent hours breathing fumes from old engines. Most believed electric transport was too expensive or too weak to replace diesel. But by the late 2010s, the Chinese government made a bold move, a nationwide commitment to clean, intelligent, and connected transport. New laws pushed companies to build better batteries and cleaner engines. Cities started giving rewards to transport firms that switched to electric. Step by step, the streets began to change. Billions were poured into research, battery production, and smart grid infrastructure. The result? Today, China operates more than 98% of the world's electric buses. Shenzhen became the first city in the world to electrify its entire bus network, over 16,000 buses. It didn't happen overnight. It took years of planning, building stations, and training thousands of drivers. Old diesel buses were replaced one by one until the streets looked and sounded different. Now, every route in the city runs smoothly without the usual noise or smoke. These batteries are recharged daily through a massive citywide grid that keeps buses moving around the clock. Every single one of them runs on battery power. That's a city of 17 million people, moving without a drop of fuel. The streets became quieter, the air became cleaner. People started to notice the difference in just a few months. No more thick smoke around bus stops or loud engines at every corner. Children could walk to school without coughing, and shop owners kept their doors open all day. For the first time, city mornings sounded peaceful. Just footsteps, not engines. And the data? Maintenance costs dropped by more than 30%, and energy efficiency skyrocketed. The savings allowed cities to buy even more electric buses and improve charging systems. Soon, the success became too big to ignore. Soon, other Chinese megacities, Guangzhou, Hangzhou, Beijing, followed. But this wasn't just a push for cleaner cities. It was the start of something much bigger. Every new bus, every new charging station became part of an experiment. Engineers collected data on speed, battery life, and power use. They tested what worked best and fixed what didn't. These lessons turned into blueprints for the next generation of transport. It was a test bed for the technologies that would soon reshape global transport. Part 2. The new age of electric trucks. Heavy-duty trucks are the beating heart of modern civilization. They move our food, our goods, our raw materials, but they also produce nearly 10% of global CO2 emissions. Every highway depends on them, every factory needs them, and every port relies on their deliveries. Yet most of these trucks still burn tons of diesel each day. The smoke, the cost, and the noise have become global problems. Many countries talk about change, but few act fast enough. That's why China is tackling one of the hardest problems in transport: cleaning up freight. Meet the new generation of electric and hydrogen-powered trucks. They look strong, move fast, and work quietly. No smoke, no heavy vibration, just smooth motion across long highways. These trucks are built to handle weight and distance, without the pollution that came before. Companies like FAW-Fang, XCMG, and Photon are unveiling heavy haulers that can travel over 600 kilometers on a single charge, or 1,000 kilometers using hydrogen fuel cells. Tests across major freight routes have already proven their strength. Drivers report less noise, lower costs, and easier maintenance. Charging and refueling take less time than ever before. Some fleets even run day and night using smart rotation schedules. Each model pushes the limits of distance and speed while staying clean. Their secret? Massive solid-state batteries, lightweight composites, and AI-driven energy management systems that adjust power output in real time. China's new megawatt charging stations can refill a 40-ton truck in less than 45 minutes, faster than a lunch break. These stations are built along major highways, ports, and industrial zones. Each one can charge multiple trucks at once using high-voltage cables and cooling systems. Drivers can park, rest, eat, and return to a full battery before the hour ends. The process is simple, safe, and fully automated. No fuel smell, no noise, no delay. It's turning long-distance trucking into a cleaner, faster, and cheaper job. And while Western companies are still testing prototypes, these trucks are already delivering goods in real logistics routes today. Think about that. Fleets of electric semis, moving non-stop between cities, powered by clean energy. Each one runs quietly, carrying tons of goods without burning a drop of fuel. Charging stops are timed by software, keeping every route on schedule. No smoke, no breakdowns, no wasted time waiting for repairs. Drivers rest in smart cabins while the system handles the work. It's fast, clean, and built to last, showing the world what's possible when technology and planning work together. This isn't science fiction, it's the future of freight, built in China. Part 3. Autonomous Innovation. But China isn't stopping at electric power. It's already preparing for the next big step in transport. Engineers are building systems that can see roads, read signs, and react faster than people. Sensors, cameras, and radar guide every move with precision. The next phase is autonomy. Vehicles that think, plan, and drive themselves. In major freight corridors like the Beijing-Shanghai Expressway, self-driving trucks from Inceptio Technology are already transporting goods every single day across long distances and changing terrains. They use sensors, cameras, and radar to stay centered on the road. AI systems control speed, braking, and lane shifts with perfect timing. Each truck sends live data to control centers for safety and tracking without a human touching the steering wheel for hundreds of kilometers. Using AI vision, LiDAR, 5G connectivity, and vehicle-to-infrastructure communication, these trucks coordinate like digital flocks, optimizing routes, braking, and acceleration with near-perfect timing. They talk to each other in real time, sharing road conditions, weather updates, and traffic data. If one truck slows down, the rest adjust instantly. Every move is planned by computer systems that never get tired or distracted. This teamwork keeps cargo moving faster and safer than ever before. The result? No fatigue, no human error, no wasted fuel. It's not just about convenience, it's about efficiency. Every second on the road is tracked and improved by data. Routes are shorter, fuel use drops, and delivery times get faster. Fewer mistakes mean fewer delays and less waste. Autonomous systems can cut logistics costs by up to 40% and reduce accidents dramatically. In these new logistics hubs, AI doesn't just track vehicles. It watches every movement across the supply chain, from warehouses to highways. Sensors on trucks report tire pressure, battery health, and cargo temperature in real time. If a part begins to fail, the system alerts the nearest service station before a breakdown happens. Inventory software talks directly with delivery systems, making sure stores never run out of products. Even fuel and power use are tracked minute by minute, helping companies save money and avoid waste. Every action is planned, adjusted, and improved by data. It predicts maintenance needs, schedules restocking, and reroutes shipments based on weather, demand, and even energy prices. In other words, transportation is becoming intelligent. Part 4. Going global. What started as a domestic transformation is now spreading worldwide. China's transport technology is moving beyond its borders, changing roads in every region. In Europe, Latin America, and Africa, Chinese-made electric buses and trucks are quickly gaining ground. In London and Paris, Yutong and BYD electric buses quietly cruise through downtown streets. They glide through traffic using quick-charge batteries and smart route systems that save time and energy. City officials track performance through apps, showing lower costs and cleaner air in real numbers. Commuters now ride in quiet buses that charge overnight instead of refueling at gas stations. In Chile, Santiago's bus fleet is now more than 60% Chinese electric vehicles. Each year, that number grows as more routes switch to clean power. And in Germany and Norway, BYD electric trucks are joining delivery fleets alongside Mercedes and Volvo. Chinese manufacturers aren't just selling vehicles, they're exporting entire ecosystems. Charging infrastructure, battery recycling systems, and smart fleet management software. They set up full networks that include maintenance centers, training programs, and local assembly plants. Each project helps partner countries create new jobs while cutting fuel imports. Governments in Asia, Africa, and South America are signing long-term deals for these systems. It's not just about cars or buses, it's about building the roads, chargers, and data systems that keep them running. Once installed, these systems can support thousands of vehicles at once. This means developing nations can leapfrog straight into the electric era, skipping the fossil fuel phase altogether. But it also raises a question. As more countries depend on Chinese-made systems, control starts to shift. Charging networks, battery supplies, and data servers are all linked back to Chinese companies. This gives them power not just in trade, but in how transportation itself operates worldwide. It's a new kind of influence, built through technology instead of fuel. If China builds the clean vehicles, the batteries, and the software, who controls the future of global transportation? Part 5. The Future Vision Picture. A world where every truck and bus runs silently, charged by solar highways and coordinated by artificial intelligence. Roads light up with built-in chargers that power vehicles as they pass. Traffic lights, sensors, and satellites all talk to each other to avoid jams. Cities collect clean energy from the sun and feed it back into transport systems. Every trip becomes part of a connected network that saves time and fuel. A world where transportation no longer pollutes, but powers cities, connects economies, and sustains life. China's engineers are already working on next-generation solid-state batteries, hydrogen refueling corridors, and wireless charging roads that can recharge vehicles as they move. Some of these systems are in pilot testing right now. Engineers are running real-world trials in major industrial zones and smart cities. Electric trucks drive long routes to test how charging coils work in heavy traffic. Sensors collect data on temperature, speed, and energy use every minute. Each test helps improve how power flows from the road to the vehicle safely and efficiently. Entire expressways embedded with charging coils. AI traffic grids that sync vehicles for near-zero congestion. Autonomous bus lines that operate 24/7 with perfect precision. We are witnessing not just the evolution of transport, it's a shift bigger than anything seen in the last century. Every part of travel, from roads and fuel to data and design, is being rebuilt. Machines are learning to move smarter, safer, and cleaner every day. The change is happening everywhere, all at once. But the birth of a completely new mobility ecosystem. The age of diesel is ending. Fewer engines rumble on highways, and fuel stations are slowly being replaced by charging hubs. Countries are setting deadlines to phase out old vehicles and move to electric fleets. Companies that once built engines are now designing batteries and AI systems instead. The shift isn't just technological. It's economic and global. Clean energy is becoming the new standard for progress. The future of transportation is electric, intelligent, and deeply connected. And China is leading that revolution faster than anyone expected. But this isn't just about who builds the next bus or truck. It's about who defines how humanity moves for the next century. Will the world embrace this shift and collaborate on cleaner mobility? Or will we see a new technological divide between those who innovate and those who hesitate? One thing is certain: the next time you see a truck silently glide past, or a bus that charges itself in seconds, remember this moment. Because the future of transportation isn't coming. It's already here. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the future of mobility, hit that like, subscribe, and notification bell. Because next time, we'll explore how AI-driven energy networks are powering the world's next great revolution.